Well, I remember getting quite steamed up about the fact that we'd been stuck at 9% for at least 3 elections. Nothing had happened. I mean, spin it the other way around, that's still 91% male MPs. Theresa and I both said, I think we've got to do something, and it's probably just a kind of ginger group, it's kind of something to rattle the cages.
Anne Jenkin was an amazing dynamo. She founded Women2Win, I think in concert with Theresa May and the late Shireen Ritchie. Very entrepreneurial, loads of contacts in the press, loads of contacts with fundraisers, incredibly multi-skilled woman of action.
There definitely was a feeling amongst many constituencies that they didn't want a woman. A lot of constituencies had in their head a nice young man, possibly from the army, probably from a good school, the kind of men they'd seen become MPs. So they were a little alarmed at being told they had to interview women. But the brilliance of the Women2Win working with David Cameron initiative was that they had to interview women, they didn't have to select them. So the decision was made up to them. And that was a very powerful compromise, I think.
Well, the MPs that we had were what you might call battle axes. All the kind of Anne Widdecombe, Dame Elaine Kellett-Bowman. I mean, women who fought and battled and got there. And they didn't really see that women needed extra help. But I think women do need to be encouraged and supported.
Can I just get a sense of where people are? So who stood before? Who is thinking about maybe standing? Go on, go on. Okay.
So in the early days, it was definitely about going up round the country, trying to find women who were prepared to at least start the journey.
Men tend to know that they want to do this and push themselves forward. Women need to be asked. And organisations like Women2Win are helpful in making sure that we don't lose out on very talented women coming forwards.
The form for the candidates list, the men fill in straight away, and the women have it on their desk for 6 months, and me usually ringing them up saying, have you sent it in?
Women2Win helped me so much in my journey to be a Member of Parliament, particularly in the early days when I wanted to stand, but I didn't really know how to go about it.
Anne and Women2Win got involved, started encouraging me, helping me to understand what was involved in this selection process. I'd never been to one. Introducing me to people, making sure my name was in the right place at the right time, making sure that I was just part of conversations which I didn't even know which were going on.
I was at the theatre, and in that 15 minutes in the interval before that sort of bell goes and you go back to watch the second half, she said to me, why don't you come in and have a cup of tea in the House of Lords? Because, you know, have you ever thought of being an MP? And she just made me see what the role of an MP was, why she was looking for more women, how great a fit many women would be for the role, and all the things that I had learnt in life and my journey in life and what I could bring to the role. And she basically, well, she just made me see that I actually was a very good fit for the job.
So I went to the House of Lords and I met Anne, and you know, she's Baroness Anne Jenkin. She comes across as you'd expect her to be really, really posh. But she basically said to me, you know, we need more women. And her next line I'll remember was, because women don't snort cocaine off prostitutes' breasts.
Anne's very good as well at giving the tough love, but with love. She was just like, for goodness sake, Rebecca. I mean, you could be making the tea at Diageo. You're the head of UK tax at Diageo, Rebecca. Tell them.
Women are told from quite a young age to not show off, and politics is nothing if not showing off. So giving the women the encouragement to show off a little bit more.
The other things that Women2Win did, they organised training session, networking events, we had media training.
It was great that Women2Win were there when it came to local elections or national elections, so that gangs of women would arrive to help me campaign. And considering I was always in a marginal seat, it was really important to me there.
And they raised money, and they, in the run-up to the election, they gave all women candidates in winnable seats a substantial donation towards our election fund.
The problem about having no women MPs, or just very few, which was the Conservative Party before Anne got hold of it, is you're not going to have half the population as part of the selection. So I would say the first point is you're only going to have half as good or half as many opportunities of getting really great MPs. But the second bit, which I also think is equally important, you're not going to get women's lives and families, people's families, considered in the same way if you don't have women involved. There is no way the violence against women and girls strategy that Theresa May launched and I took over as Home Secretary would have happened without women leadership.
Well, to me it matters because women's life experiences are different to men's. They're not inferior, they're not superior, but they are different. And I think you do have to have that difference represented around the cabinet table in Whitehall and in other places where it really matters.
It is really the most amazing job. And if you get the opportunity to stand, I would thoroughly urge you to do it. Thank you so much for listening.
Whoever you are, whatever you look like, whether you are a woman or a man, I think what we as Conservatives do better than all the other parties is that we believe in merit, in meritocracy. And Women2Win is an organisation that pushes meritocracy, and that's why I support it.
Women2Win would be nothing without the people who make it work. Obviously from Anne, brilliant people like Charlotte, all our male chairs, like Eddie Hughes in particular, and so many people have given up their time to support us, from our patrons club to the brilliant women who come along to our weekends away and share their expertise. It really is a phenomenal organisation made up of so many people who give generously to support women on their journeys.
I would like to thank, obviously, Theresa, because she has been an incredible figurehead for us. David Cameron brought new people in, new women in, and the early days, Brooks Newmark was there for a very long time. And subsequently, a lot of the MPs who stepped up and helped us, it's been a big team effort, and I couldn't be prouder of what we've achieved.